alive to the nation.
Poor nation. Right, I've got Flight Simulator X loaded. I have selected multiplayer, connection options are via the internet, and sign in. Connecting to Steam, it says. And there you are over there under the list of friends. So I want to host a session. Session name is the FS Pro UK, which you're accustomed to. And we're having a free flight. Session password. Yes, that's our super secret one. Do you remember what it is, Rich?
I do, thankfully.
Excellent.
Find out, won't we?
We will. Okay, and confirmed. Make this session visible to everyone. Yes, on the internet via Steam. Yes, and next. So, I'm a pilot, so I'm going to choose the aircraft. How do we pronounce it, Rich?
Lancair. As opposed to my Lancair.
Yeah, absolutely. So, active sky weather theme we're going to be starting at Exeter, Echo Golf Tango Echo. Are we going to start on the active runway, or shall we start from the hard standing?
Might be worth starting on a hard standing, purely out of the fact that in effect, it gives us the opportunity to run through the checks fully when we're doing the flight.
Good point. So I'll put us on ramp GA medium, parking 2. Okay, current time and season, I'll reset that because for some reason it always wants to work on West Coast time. I don't know why. So 1922, we might be landing in the dark. So that all looks good. Maximum players 2, slots reserved for friends 1. Voice comms we don't need because we're using Skype. Share my aircraft, no password required. And I am connecting, it says. It still says I'm connecting.
This is now where I have my fingers crossed.
I have now connected. Oh, awesome. I'll now hit fly now.
I've got to enter the session password.
It says you've joined now. It's excellent. So you must have got in. Yeah, I think the title for this shared cockpit so far is very, very appropriate, don't you?
What? Muppets Are Us?
Not far off. It says Derek and Rich pretend like they know what they're doing.
That sounds good to me. So, I have managed now to get into your multiplayer session by using the correct password.
How enormously helpful.
That's enormously helpful. So I need to choose my my Lancair. Where's it gone? I think I'll go for the red and white colour scheme. I like that.
That's the only one I've got.
Is it?
I suspect I have others. I just haven't bothered to go leafing through. I'm quite happy with this one. And hopefully you'll join me sitting on the ground with a static prop looking at cars going past the airport.
Loading terrain data. This is where it's. I've got my fingers crossed. I've got my toes crossed.
Shouldn't we have more confidence in this shared cockpit stuff by now?
I've got confidence in everything bar FSX, to be fair. That is the bane of my life on occasions, where you load something up and you go, why are you doing that?
Oh, it says you're now sharing my aircraft, so that's worked well.
So I've got myself nicely ensconced in the left-hand seat.
I'm sat there already, so you're in my lap. I think I'm going to move to the other one very quickly before anybody notices.
I feel slightly queasy.
Well, for what it's worth, I'm right with you. Where are the sick bags in this plane, by the way?
I don't know. I think you've got to open the door, which you can't. Changing control. Let's try Shift T. Ah! You have requested control of the aircraft.
Well, just before I do that, let me just rotate the HSI dial to make sure you can see it.
Do the heading and HSI course deviation.
Excellent. Good.
You can do that regardless of who's in control, so I'm doing it now.
You're absolutely correct. And
It's the control stick. So if I move my controls, none of the controls on my side move. They're dead. So if you move yours, I should see them all move around.
Which I am now doing.
Yes, albeit as the one not in control, they move about as slickly as yeah.
Not very slickly. Is that what you're trying to say?
Not very slickly at all. Yeah, it's not the most impressive thing to see, to be fair, but I think that's just down to the fact that the amount of information it's trying to send. Moving a stick is its least of its concerns.
Quite.
So if you give me control, I shall check if my stick moves.
Done.
You've requested I take control of the aircraft. Shift T. So obviously time's out.
Yes.
I immediately tried to control it, and I had no effect. And then obviously it timed out in terms of transferring control.
Well, that's good to know, actually. Yeah.
So when we're dying and I go, take control, unless you respond within a certain amount of time, I'm living the dream of crashing.
Excellent.
Good to know.
There's another cheery thought brought to you by Rich and Derek, people who should know better.
It's like some sort of dubious tagline, isn't it? We're all grown up and should know better.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Oh, so, well, that's us set up, really, isn't it?